this online so you guys can view it later. Is there no seats available? Okay, we have to double one up. We have to put 3 to one of them.
Should have started a new elevator, period.
Okay. Is there like spare paint? This is spare paint. Okay, cool. Oh, because in the back row there was 3. Yeah, there was 3. Do you guys mind if we like add another person here? Is that possible, or? I don't know if you can. Yeah, I was thinking maybe like here. Yeah, that's what is that okay? Okay. Perfect. I'll just get a chair. Let me do this right here. Here's a chair. Just move that right here. Thank you. You're very welcome. And then I'll get you your pot of water and we'll be good. That's why they have them young, you know? If you're young, you have all this energy. Okay, so the first, hello everybody, welcome back, welcome back. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to, okay, so trying to go through how my brain is going, is thinking, trying to explain that. So we're gonna have to draw this guy out. I see a few of you have coins out. Amazing. If you want to have like a perfectly circle, you feel free to grab like a toonie or quarter and you can use that as tracing. Either way. And because this background is so dark, we are going to have to do these in 2 separate, like we're gonna have to block out colors. All right, so I'm going to want to draw this tree line. This is super dark. I can just do that over top of a color. Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, that TV is right there. There you go. Okay. Does everybody understand where I'm coming from, this logic? Okay, yes. So can we see any of the purple underneath this tree? Okay, that means that I blocked this out, right? So I didn't do, these are 2 separate parts, right? I didn't do one whole wash. Whereas this, you can tell that this is over top of the color underneath it. Do you see how that looks, kind of thing? Okay. So that being said, I'm going to want to draw an outline of these trees and the moon. Okay? We understand that? All right, perfect. We are going to do wet on wet, but in sections. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to want to do is I want to find out where that moon is on my painting because that is my focal point right now. And again, if we think of the rule of thirds, where asymmetry is really nice, and if you look at any classical painting, you can tell that like that they work on like thirds. So if I'm thinking of thirds and I divide this in 3, we're about here. And then if I divide this in 3, we're about right here. So I'm gonna wanna do my moon like right there. It's about the width of this silver part on my brush. And then from there, I'm going to start drawing the outlines of my trees. Now my skill level has improved since this day. So I'm probably going to change it up a bit, but feel free to copy this if you want. It's literally just triangles. We're just drawing triangles. So I'm figuring out where I want. So I think it would be nice to like really frame the moon. So I'm going to put my first tree right here, coming down on an angle, coming down on an angle. And then I'm going to put one behind it a little bit. It's about as dark as I can go. No problem. I'm gonna have to do a lot of erasing. And then I'm gonna want a big one. Let's do a big one right here. They don't have to be perfect. Please don't have them be perfectly straight lines. That's gonna look weird. I'm kind of just eyeballing this. You don't know where I'm putting all these trees? There, I'm doing that one right there. Okay, that's all the trees that I'm putting down. They look like mountains right now, but I assure you they will eventually look like trees. So I think the way that we're gonna do this is we are gonna do the trees first, and then we're gonna do the sky, and then we're gonna do the deep dark brown trees over top, and then the moon last. Does that make sense? Okay. And now I'm going to start erasing some of my darker marks, especially with the trees, because I had to press really, really dark with this. And I'm using a very dark pencil. So I'm just going to go over my painting with my eraser and pick up probably, let's say 70 to 80% of the marks that I just made. So that it's more of like a suggestion than a hard line. Does that make sense? Like, look how light my moon is. You can barely see it. So that's how light I want all the lines to be on your paintings. Because again, watercolor is extremely transparent, especially in these lighter areas, especially around the moon. If you don't lift up your graphite, you're going to be able to see that line, your lines, through the painting. And then once you have a layer of paint over top, it's next to impossible to remove that that graphite line. All right. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we are going to mix our tree color. So we will no longer need our pencils and erasers, so those can go to the side. And now we're going to focus on just our paintings. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my medium paintbrush, which is like a number 8 round. I'm going to pick up my sap green. Yes. Oh, you don't have a round brush? Okay. Oh, you got it? Okay, perfect. Yes. Let's see. Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're good. You have way more than you think you do. Yep, we're going to mix our green with different colors in order to make it darker. Okay, so I'm grabbing my green, my sap green. Yep. And I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the burnt umber. So the brown that you guys have in the side. Yep. Okay, so now we have now we have an olivey green. So I'm going to take some of my ultramarine blue, which is that dark blue we all have that looks like a black, and I'm going to mix it together until I can get more of like a hunter green. Yes, the dark blue. And add the dark blue slowly because blue is very overpowering. You only have one brown. Okay, so this is the color that I have. While you guys are mixing, I'm going to hand out some test strips so that you guys can like test out your color. Yes, what's up? So we're doing this with this. Yeah, and then we're adding this color. That looks like it has this color in it. So these two.
I put this and this one. What do you want me to do with this one?
Nothing. I want you to remix this with this and then add some of this.
This and this is
Yep.
here. And add some.
Nope, that has yellow in it.
No, you
That
didn't use
definitely
it.
has yellow in it.
I'm lost. What do you want to do?
Yeah, that's a good color.
This?
Okay, so this color first, this color second, and then this color until we get like a nice hunter green color.
This.
Yep, that's a nice color. There you go.
I have one, thank you.
No problem. It's fine with me.
I'm not getting like you.
Add some of this blue. Ooh, nice. That is a beautiful color. So which blue did you add? It's actually this color. Your palette's just dirty.
I added this brown.
Yep, that's fine. But we want this blue in it. So I would try it again. So this color, and this color. Test strips. Yeah, it's a nice color. Yeah, that's a nice color. I like it. You're welcome.
Some more green.
Oh, you do have a little less green. Just wet it right now because I don't want to give you like, because these are dry. I don't really want to give you like because it's going to be way too powerful. So instead, we'll wet it, and then that way it'll be easier to pick up. You're welcome. How are we doing today? Good, 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 good. Can't complain. What is this? It's yours.
Oh, it is. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I missing a brush?
Yep, you're good. That's the brush you're supposed to use. Add a little bit more of this blue to
I
it.
keep adding it. I like this here. I like this one all by itself.
Oh, then use it all by itself. Okay, so now that we all have our test strips, you can always mix more. That's the thing. So now that we have our test strips, we are going to be working wet on dry, which means that we want our paintbrush to be fairly wet, but the paper be dry. Does that make sense? And so when I pick up my color, I'm also just going and dipping my paintbrush into the water just to pick up some more. And then we're going to go around, and I'm starting on the left-hand side because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to work this way. And then I'm just going to start like adding in just roughly some colors. So we're going to start adding texture. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the edge and I'm just brushing down and out. Because I have a lot of water on my brush. Then pick up less color. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm just looking for more texture and variety at this point. Yeah, I'm not worried about much else. And that got really dark. So instead of going in there, I'm going to start spreading that color around. Again, I'm working with a very wet brush and just a little bit of color. If it's starting to look streaky or not, like if you're starting to be able to see your brush strokes, you need to add more water to your brush. Well, you can always alter it, Iris. If you don't like the color, just change it up. Yeah, yeah. And if you guys ever don't like the colors that I'm choosing, choose a color that you like. So my paper isn't soaked. It's already starting to dry on the left-hand side. Whew, I am in danger today of washing my brush in my coffee cup. I have to like stop holding my coffee cup. So again, I'm getting streaky, so I'm re-wetting my brush, re-picking up color, re-wetting my brush because we're getting streaky again. That's a little too much wet. So I'm gonna pick some of that up. All right, so I'm happy with that. First layer of trees. Okay, this is only the first layer. We're gonna start adding some texture to them after. Are you hiding it from me, Nat? Oh, okay. Okay, nice.
The color is disgusting. I just
Yeah.
lifted it.
Yeah, it's a little bit. So add more blue to this.
Add blue?
Yeah, add some more of that blue to that. That's a little nicer. You like it better?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Ooh, nice. I like this.
Yeah.
Ooh, I really like this. You have some really nice texture here. Ah, beautiful, Terry, as always. Nice, Nat.
I'm gonna kill the person. I should have.
But we want it to all blend into one. This is just the background shape. That's okay. This looks great. Yeah, I like it. I would work to pull some of the color out from the sides. I really like these ones, but the outline of these, it's
I don't know what you mean. What you do?
so see okay. Perfect. Thank you. So what I'm gonna do is just wet your brush, and I'm gonna like pull this color around through the rest of it, so it's not such like a heavy outline. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. You're welcome. You have enough water. You could do that here too. Nice, Zelda. Perfect.
I mean, well,
Yeah. Do you like the color?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
I'll make it darker with me.
No worries. Incredible. I would add more water to your brush. Great. Oh, I love this texture. This looks great. Nicely done. Do you paint in acrylic? Do you paint in acrylic?
I used to paint acrylics, but
Okay.
many years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I can still tell you kind of have some of that. Looks good though. Yeah, let your water and your paint really mix together, because that's going to create some like really nice texture. Beautiful.
This one here doesn't look like it's clear at all.
Just close this gap and then it looks like it's going behind that tree. Yeah, but like I have it separate up here, not down here. Yeah, close that gap. There you go. Beautiful, Lenny. I like this. Gorgeous, Audrey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love the texture that you have going through there.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Wow, this. Oh, sorry. Look at this table. This whole table is really good. Oh, beautiful. I love the like blank spaces you have between there too.
Oh, well, yeah.
I usually always end up filling my hands.
Same. Very nice, guys.
Here.
Just fill it in. Yep, just keep going.
This one here?
Yep, all of it. All of it. Yep. Absolutely. Marlene, your texture on your trees is actually very, very good. Yeah. Yeah. You have your patience today, I see. Oh, I like this, Leia. I really like how these ones look like they're close to you, but back here, because it's darker, it looks like they're farther away.
They're nice. I like it too.
Nicely done. Now pull that in before it dries.
So now, oh.
Yeah, so that you don't end up with such like a heavy outline. So before it dries, pull it in. Oh, that was your cane. I was like, oh. Nice, guys. These are turning out great. Everyone's actually, I'm very impressed with everybody's work today. You guys showed up and decided, you showed up today. You all showed up. So what we can continue doing, because this is going to be a layered act and some of people are a lot faster than others, and that's okay. So once you feel ready, once your painting is probably about 70 to 80% dry, what you can do is go in with another layer. You guys can switch to a smaller brush if you want more of that control. But we're going to go in with another layer and really define what trees are behind which ones. So this tree for me is going to be like, okay, so this tree is the one that's the closest to me. So which means that I'm going to do this tree darker than this tree. And then this tree that's peeking out just the tip is going to be even darker than this tree. Does that make sense? Yes. So this tree is not as close as this one, but it's also still in the front. So it is going to be lighter than this one. And then this tree is going to be darker. This one's going to be even so darker. Again, this one is more of a foreground one. This one's a background one. Does that make sense? How I'm describing it? So like the farther away it is, the darker it's going to get. Yes. It's really your yeah. So now we're gonna do the opposites. Yep, it's let's try it out, because you now have me questioning my methods. So let's try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's the nice thing about this class is there's literally no consequences. If you don't like it, throw it away, turn it over, do it on the other side. Give it away, because I promise you, even though it doesn't meet your standards, it'll meet somebody else's standards out there. So give it away and they'll feel very blessed. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start adding just rough texture. So I'm not focused on making it perfectly. Like I'm not focused on making it perfectly that one solid shape now that I'm working in more like rough blocks of color, like really rough shapes. Be afraid to make it look like, if you're like, ooh, this looks like a mistake, you got it. That's exactly what you want.
Green.
What?
We're just using green.
Just the same green. Yep, the same green that we've been using. If you need to remix it if you need to. But yep, just we're creating texture right now. I promise you, they can hear us just as well as we can hear them. I am. Nope. It's the same color. I just put more of it on my brush. So this is a really good exercise on like figuring out how to load up your brush to get more color versus less color. Does that make sense? So for these front ones, I have way more water on my brush than I do color. And that's why it's very, very, very light. Okay, what do we think? We're starting to get some texture throughout our trees. Love this.
Thank you.
Love it.
Me too.
Nice. Yep. So feel free. See how I am not covering my whole thing. I'm leaving spaces in between. That's going to really give you that like depth. It is. Beautiful. Not yet. No, that's going to be the last thing we do. Correct. I'm putting them over top of the sky. Does that make sense? Because they're going behind. Nice. Oh, I really like what you, yeah, this is great what you have going on here. Very nice. Doesn't look terrible to me.
Oh, it's terrible.
It looks,
It's too.
you're going in the hyper realistic. You're going in realistic, whereas like Terry's is way more impressionist. Beautiful, Rejan. I really like your techniques. You're like, you got messy down, and I really like it. I like this. This is exactly what we have to do. Yep, yep. Keep it up. Yep, this is okay. Look at mine. Look how messy mine is. Yep, we're looking for messy because we are going to go over it and we're going to blend it. I will let you know. Ooh, exactly, Audrey. This one looks really good. Nice. Nice. I like how you're lifting there. Yeah, that's a good idea. I agree. It looks like you need more water on your brush though.
I don't know what.
Yep, this is exactly it. Beautiful.
What do I
Yep.
do here?
Leave it if you want, unless you want to make it darker. I like yours a lot. This looks good.
I'm sorry. I'm doing it the way it is.
That's okay.
Dark and the
Hey, you do you. Wow, Mona, this looks great. You really like you've clearly painted pines before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work. It's definitely
Yeah.
It's still working out. I'm saying that it's
Yeah, it's just different ways. It depends where your lighting source is. So like your lighting source is probably going to be coming from the moon, whereas my lighting source looks like there's like someone with a flashlight shining a light in front. That's how I'm interpreting it anyways. Nice. I wouldn't focus so much on the outlines though and go more for like inside. But like, yeah, you got the right step. Love how beautifully messy this is. Yes, you're doing a great job. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the color for the background, but I know some of you guys still have to catch up. So I'll give you, let's say 3 more minutes to finish up your trees, and then we're going to move on to creating color for the background, like the night sky. If you guys want to experiment, if you guys are just kind of sitting around and want to experiment, try coming up with a color that you like, you know, mix some colors. We all know that red and blue makes purple, and if you add more blue to it, it's going to turn into more of like a navy color. So like play around with it, see if you can. You guys all have a test strip, so if you guys are just sitting there, start playing around with color, because the more you play with color, the more you mess up with color, the better you're going to start understanding color theory, and color theory is a beast.
I'm not gonna have any room for my.
Oh, that's okay, because you can just kind of like put them in between. Yeah.
Okay, now you said red.
Whoa. I'm probably going to use the pink. Yeah, I'm going to definitely use the pink. The alizarin crimson. Yeah, with the dark blue. Yeah. But experiment, you know, if we're not doing anything right now for another like minute, we have about a minute to finish. You're doing this wrong, Nat. It's not supposed to be stressful. Ultramarine blue, yes. The dark blue. I am the same way. I have such a hard time of letting things be messy. I really admire people who have more of like what's the word? It's so hard. Once you go hyper realistic, it's so hard to come back from it. Water. But like if you put it on your page, it gets lighter. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start making that color. So I'm taking my alizarin crimson and I'm putting it in his own little space. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna slowly add blue, slowly, okay? So I'm adding a little bit of blue at a time until I get like a really nice color that I'm happy with. The dark blue, the ultramarine blue. So we could stop here at this color if you want to. This is the color that we have here. It's a beautiful purple color. You can go lighter, you can go darker than that, or you can continue with me, and I'm going to add a little bit more blue to that until it starts going from purple to more blue color. The ultramarine blue, so the dark blue. Yep. And then this is the color that I am going to be using. Yes. All right, that's the color I'm going with. Okay, so this is my color. Use your test strips if you want to test it out to see what it actually looks like. And so now what we are going to do is we're going to do the whole background wet on wet, except are we going, okay, so this moon needs to stay white. How are we going to obtain that? Yes, so with our water, we are going around it. So we are not going inside the moon. All right. So we're going to outline everything that's white here, except for the moon. I'm going to wet, and then I'm going to drop in my color. Does that make sense? So we're going wet on wet for the background. So feel free to switch to a smaller brush if you really need to get into those details. And try and use clean water for your wash. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. Yep, the whole background except for the moon. So I'm going in with my bigger brush, and then to get around the trees, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. It's wet on wet. I love hearing you guys help each other out, because if you are teaching, it means you understand it to a point. And you are further beginning to remember this knowledge when you're teaching it. That's one of my go-to ways for studying, is I'll teach someone the information. My poor spouse knows all about educational psychology because I needed to remember stuff. Yep, we're gonna drop in your color. And we're gonna want some variety with the color as well. So some spots are lighter, some spots are darker. Have fun with this wet on wet. Experiment. Lift up your head. Reminds me of my daughter. Man, 3-year-olds are demanding. So now that I have a basic wash over the whole thing and my paper is still wet, this is where I can go in and darken up very specific parts and like make certain areas a lot moodier than the other ones. So I want to make like my background look like it's like it's getting real dark in the tree lines. And I actually need to mix more color. All right. Ooh, I like your color.
Yeah, thank you.
Ooh, Iris, this is gorgeous. I really like these like hard edges you have here. Those are really pretty. We're gonna go over it, don't worry. Beautiful, Terry. Oh, I love how soft it is, Nat. Beautiful. Your tree looks funny. Which one? This one?
Yeah.
It just looks like there's like maybe like on this side, make it a little sharper next time, and then like add like 2 points there. That's what I would suggest. Nicely done. I like the color that you picked. Ooh, yes. I love that you're experimenting by adding some like different color in it. I love the color that you chose.
Not sure how I got it, but
More red than blue. Ooh, love these colors, guys. I really like these blooms that are going on back here. I like it. It's very nice, very soft. Nicely done, Rajan. Ooh, orange. Fun. I love it. Ooh, Audrey, this is gorgeous.
thank you. I just wait.
I kind of love the fact that this is like white there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch that.
Oh, I was gonna. Okay, I'll leave it.
No, I love that.
It's like hers. It's like that. Yeah.
Very nice, guys. Oh, you have some really pretty blooms going on here.
She did a good job.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Yeah, we haven't moved on yet. Beautiful. Ooh, I love how moody. You have like some nice moody clouds in there.
Hey, isn't that nice?
Yeah. I really like yours too. This is interesting. I really like this.
Yes. I did want to just use it. It's kind of look a little divulge.
Yeah, I like it. Nice. These look great, guys. No, I would probably try and convince this not to like, I would bleed this up so it's not such a hard outline. Nicely done, everyone. Oh, any blue?
I mean blue.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Just be careful with it. Don't take a lot because it's wet.
I know. Just a dip.
Yep.
Keep the
Just like,
hey,
yep. Even that's a lot.
you're kidding. I'm just saying that.
Okay, so now we have to wait for it to dry. My colors are separating. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, maybe it is. It might be. I kind of like it. I'm like getting some really interesting things up here happening. Okay. So now what we can do is we can darken up our green a little bit. So I'm going to remake my green. So I'm grabbing some green, putting it in its own little guy. And then I'm grabbing some of that burnt umber, the brown. Adding it together until I get kind of like an olivey green. It is. And then I'm going to pick up blue until I get that same kind of hunter greeny color that we had before. Yep. And I'm going to add a little bit of black, just a bit. Just a bit. Okay. You're good.
Just a touch.
Yeah, you have a little bit there.
You know what? I'm not gonna clean it out. That's mine. I'm going to put the black into the green. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a touch. Yep. Okay. And then because my moon is coming in here, I want this edge to kind of like be lighter than the rest. Does that make sense? Because it's going to be hitting it from the side, which means that this side is going to have the shading on it. And I'm thinking about the under, like I'm adding shadow right now into the underbrush of my painting. So I'm trying to think where these sections that are at the very top are casting a shadow on the ones underneath. So you see how this kind of creates like a ledge, and then it looks like this is casting a shadow on the ones underneath. Does that make sense? So it kind of starts creating these like layers into it. I'm using the big brush. If you are comfortable with the little brush, switch to the little brush.
Nature's not perfect.
And in order to divine where this edge is, I'm going in really dark with the tree behind it. And that, the darkness of the tree behind it is going to define the tree in front of it. Does that make sense? So like, see how now you can tell where the front of this, the front edge of this tree is because of the definition to the one behind it. Nice.
Thank you.
I like these textures that we all have.
Well, it doesn't matter about the shape, really, of the tree or.
Nah, not really. True.
Um,
Beautiful. Yeah, we're looking more for texture. Nice, guys.
Oh, wow.
So my only thing is that these are really like identical. See how like they're the same? So I would try to like vary them, like see how some of mine like even connect to the ones above it. So try and really make this like more varied. Does that make sense? Yes, I can do that. Where's your other brush? Oh, thank you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this.
Okay.
Yeah. Connect these two right here. See how now when it's all like kind of connected, there's a little bit more variety? What do you think? Can you do that yourself?
I'm gonna try. Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. Don't like it? Okay. So what happens?
Once I start with the dots and all that, I don't know.
Okay. So this tree is behind the one in front of it. So this tree is actually going to be darker than the one right here.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Right?
like what I did there. Okay.
Yeah. But see how if I work wet, it's easier to kind of like create just random shapes.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? Do you like that or no? No, I can just lift it up.
This looks too hairy. Oh, whatever.
It's supposed to look like really blurry because we're looking at this at night, right? And you can't see anything really crisp at night. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I like my sky better. Please.
There. But yeah, so if you take this and you kind of just
Oh, blend within.
what do you think? Do you like it a little better? If not, I can always lift it up. See how it's more messy? The messier it is, the nicer it's gonna look. Does that make sense?
Not really.
Not really, though.
It doesn't look good.
And I gave
Um,
to Kai Center to Habitat.
I did some trees at home and it came out better than today. I don't know why.
Sometimes you just have an off day. Last week was a very off day for me.
But those flowers we did last week.
It was hard. Yeah, it was also I was having a rough week too. Yeah. So nice. I like this a lot better. I would really go in and like blend these up because they look a little weird as like dots. So if you go in and kind of like blend them a little bit more, see how that looks more like shading. Because we're looking at these through the darkness, so they're going, you are not going to be able to see like really high details. Does that make sense? Very nice.
I messed up with this one.
Did you? I like it.
Did you?
I do. Yeah. I very much do.
How do I think this?
What do you mean? This looks fine. This looks good. If you want, yeah, you definitely can. Beautiful. Nice. I like how yours look like more like mountains. Embrace it. Mountains. Embrace your mountains.
I like the one far away.
Nice. I really like your texture, Audrey. Yeah. especially with like these, this makes it like, it
Yeah.
really does make it look like a mountain range. Beautiful. Yeah, I like these, Mona. I like yours better than mine. Nice. Good job.
I like your sky, very nice.
I didn't. My colors separated
Oh,
on
it's
my
very
paint,
nice.
on my paper.
Purple separated.
Yeah. That's what happens when you leave it really wet for a long time. The longer it goes, the more the colors begin to like separate on each other, especially on this paper, because this paper can handle a lot of water absorption. Yeah. Thank you. Ooh, beautiful. Yes, yes. These are great. Good job, guys. I like these. I think you did as well. No, I don't touch it. Don't touch it. Yes, we will be putting some color into the moon. All right, guys, we have about a half hour left. Yep. So now we can add a little bit of color into the moon. So what are we gonna do for the moon? What color are we gonna make this? Let's make this. So this purple, do we still have the purple for the sky? Yeah? Okay. So let's add some brown to really make it more of like a gray. So let's add some brown, and that's going to give it like a gray tint. So now I have like a really gray brown color. And then I'm gonna switch to my small brush, pick some of that up, and then we're just gonna start adding some sections very, very, very lightly. So it's the purple, and then we just add brown until it gets more of like a gray color. If it's more brown, then add more purple back into it. And then so I'm adding a little bit of a shadow on the right-hand side. Nope, I'm doing a dry brush right now. I took that purple. Okay, so you do the purple again. So the alizarin crimson with the ultramarine blue, and then once you get a nice purple, add brown to it until it gets to more of like a grayish color. Add in more of your other colors. So the alizarin crimson and the ultramarine blue. I am doing dry on dry, and then I'm taking another brush and I'm kind of just like softening up the hard edges.
Signing your name to it.
And then I'm just cleaning up. I just added a little bit more of that purple around to like clean it up. Okay.
This is what I call it.
This is a fine color. Yeah.
That's not gray.
Well, if you look, because we're gonna go very, very light. If you look, it's more, it's not gray, but like it has
Brown.
right. But it's like it's hard to explain color theory, but this is the right color because if you look at it, if you move it around and you look at it and you take only a little bit off, see how that's more of like a grayish brown? It's tough with these colors because we're not getting like true grays because we're actually working with colors. So if we were only working with black, then yeah, it would be very easy to define a gray. But because we're working with other colors, we kind of have to like guess the gray of that color. Is that
So what are we supposed to do with this?
okay? So now that you have the gray, you're going to very lightly, like with a small brush, just add in some marks to one side, add a little bit of shadow around it, that kind of stuff. Nice, very nice. Ooh, I like this. Okay, I like what you have going on around, but in it, let's just pick up. What do you think? Looks nice, but I really like what you're doing around it. Nice. Do you like the color?
I don't know, it's like a light brown.
Yeah, you can just you can just lighten it even a little bit more. See how if you like soften it up, it kind of has like a nice moon texture to it. What do you think? You like it? Okay. Nice. Nice. Right. Yes, I do because like I went really dark on the edge. Like I kind of just guessed it kind of thing. Yeah. Nice, guys. I like these. You goofed your moon. You didn't goof your moon. You just need to lift it up.
Now it's not a moon.
Hold on. Bear with me.
I like the purple.
Okay, what do you think? More moon? Oh, I do like your moon. Nicely done. I don't think you goofed your moon.
Yeah.
Did you? What don't you like about it? So let's just. Okay.
Okay.
And let's take some of this color and let's bleed it out. So if we just bleed it out.
That's the word I couldn't think of. Leave it and leave it.
Yeah, so see how now it
Yeah.
creates like, you can even do that all the way around if you wanted to. You're welcome. Nice. Okay, so because you've lost a lot of definition, let's go in and wait for that to dry. I'll be back. If you're starting to lose a lot of definition and you want to add like an extra oomph, what you can do is you can add a dark circle. You can take a dark circle, go around it, When I mean like gray, I just mean like the gray of that color. Color theory is so tough to explain, and I'm doing my best, and I apologize that I don't have the proper terminology for it. I really don't. I'm kind of just coming up with terminology as I'm going. Maybe one day, but yeah. So it's more the gray of that color though. So then I'm softening up that one hard edge, and then it really makes it like pop out of the sky. What happens? So now I'm just experimenting. What happens when I bring out some of this sideways? What does that end up looking like? And right now I'm kind of just playing to see what kind of like a shape I can get around the moon. Okay, I like that. I think that's pretty. Okay, so now I don't, so what I want to do now is instead of adding these like dead branches, which you can do, but what I'm a little more concerned with right now is that this forest does not look like it's in the dark, right? This forest looks like it is separated from this background. These look like two different things, right? Can everyone see that kind of? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on creating like a purplish blue, because this is purple and then this is green. These are not harmoniously working together because they're two separate colors. In order for it to really capture that it is nighttime, we have to have some of the sky reflected on or shadowed onto the trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create more of like a shadow purpley blue color, and then I'm going to do a wash over my trees. Okay, but I'm doing it in a certain way, so don't jump ahead, wait for me. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my color. So I'm taking, again, I'm mixing this blue color or this purple color. So I'm taking my alizarin crimson. I'm going to put it in its own little area. If you would prefer to just start doing if you just want to do the sticks and you're happy with the way your trees look, by all means, go ahead. Like these kind of dead trees coming out. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm going to leave them out. I don't really like them. Okay, if you like them, add them in. And then I'm going to take my blue and mix it together until I get like a nice purple that I'm happy with. The ultramarine blue. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then I just added a little bit of green to it, but I added way too much green. Yep, purple. Yes. Yeah, I ruined it. I was just trying to experiment. My purple color. I added a little bit of green to it and then it got gross really fast. No, don't put the green. Okay, so once I have that color, now what I'm gonna do is very lightly, I am going to add a little bit of that color over top of my green. Even lighter than that. You can put some brown. Wait, it's purpley. It's supposed to be purpley. It is purple, yes. So this is my color, but remember, watercolor is transparent. So because there's brown or there's green underneath, when you put the layer over top, it turns into more of a brown color. Okay, what happens if I add a little bit of blue to it too down here? Oh, that's nice. Okay, and then you can add a little bit of the ultramarine blue in there too on your while it's wet. Creates a little bit more of a shadow. So I'm also losing definition in my trees as well, which we want because that's going to give it like that nighttime blurriness effect. So what do we think? Does this tree now look like it's more part of this background? So then I'm taking a little bit of blue just along the edge. Okay, we have about 15 minutes left. It's purple. Purple, and then these parts right here, you see how that's more blue? I just floated it on top, like just more blue. It is a reddish kind of purple, yes. And when it mixes over top of the green, it kind of makes like a brown color. What? Let's try. The worst case scenario, you hate it and you just lift it back up. So right now I have like a purpley magenta color, and then I'm putting that over top, and that's going to create more of like a brown kind of cast. Correct. Yes. Then no, I didn't. But when it was wet, I went in and dropped in just a little bit of blue in very specific shadowy areas. So here is blue, here's a little bit of blue, down here's a little bit of blue. So your darkest shadows, that's where you're going to want to add the blue. Keep on adding more of that alizarin crimson. Take care. Yes, I'm doing it right now. You can see how wet it is. And I'm being very strategic about where I add these shadows. So I'm leaving this one edge totally green to make it look like the moon is casting light on it. Okay, what do we think?
The tree on the right, right around the ditch.
No.
Before that, it looked nice and puffy, the tree.
I like the shadow. I wanted to give it the shadow.
With the brown we just put in, I don't care. Yeah,
That's fair. Nice.
yeah, like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Like your eyes too.
Oh, thank you. Nice. Yeah, this definitely looks like it's a shadowy forest. Ooh, I like your little, I love the straight sticks. That's cute. Yeah, they're very nice and straight. Well done. This looks great. Oh, I love these. I love it. It looks great. From feeding a hard line. Yep.
You don't think my mother's is dirty?
I think it's harmonious. Yeah, I think it looks like it's good. Yeah. So you just come in with wet and just soften it up. Just with some water. See? Does that make sense? Okay, nice. Looks great. No, I like it. Do you like it? Yeah. Do you like it? Do you like it?
Medium.
Medium?
I like my background.
I like the background too. It's nice though. Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah, you're right. And then Maureen is right there.
That's fair. Thank you. Ooh, very nice. Yes. Beautiful. I do. Yeah.
My mountains look really good.
I like your mountains. They're nice mountains.
I said they look like some from the Andes.
Yeah, just keep it. Yeah, these mountains look great. Mona, I'm super like impressed. I'm like, do you want to trade? Oh, I'm so sorry, Lenny. You don't like it? I do. What don't you like about it? Yeah, I like it. I think it looks like a tree.
I try to make the tweaks and I made it too large and I
Do you? No, I would leave it.
I did it so nicely. I try to get rid of it and I couldn't get rid of it.
Well, if you wanted to try it again at home, now you know what not to do. I can't handle how good this is. I could just sit there and look at this all day.
I didn't want to finish it, but I'm really happy.
Right? Yeah. Absolutely. And I like how you left the ones in the background like basically light. Yeah.
Your thing works out pretty well too.
It does, but I think yours is way more successful. All right, guys, and because this is such a very heavily saturated painting, remember, before you guys leave, please remember to clean all your palettes. And take the tape off, but take it away and pull away from your painting. Nice.